I'm doing the pre-dance. Too bad I don't have a.
Welcome back to the DFS Special. I'm your host, your DFS Jerusalem, coming to you live from the list. You got 150 entries, and then you're a shark, and I don't fuck with you. So there's too much good shit on here. This is the often imitated, never duplicated. I'm here with my lovely co-host. Thank y'all. Stay safe. Enjoy. I may have been calling in to work. You're gonna be in the running for the Snowflake of the Year. Get your shit together with your snowflake thing. I'm here at the crib, man, and I'm just finishing up inside. Throw them bitches in the main. I'm telling you. You're gonna see the results, bro. You're gonna see it. This is what's really gonna help you out. You know how I feel about the home dogs. There's a lot of fight in the home dogs, and I really think a lot of shit to go over tonight. Who that scored all them points over there? Player of the night. Get him in your lineups. Get him in there. And let's go get this money. Thursday, let's go. And remember, in the sweatshop, we always keep it 300. Yo, what's up? What's happening? This is the big homie, the DFS Jerusalem, and you can follow me, of course, on Twitter at DFS Jerusalem. Today, we're going to be talking about what happened last night. We're going to talk a little bit about this huge 11-game slate we've got coming up today. And I've got two very special guests with me here in the sweatshop on YouTube. Say hello to the big homie, Ronald, the Iceman, Coley, and Samuel. I like the drum. Fellas, what's happening? How y'all doing, man?
Woo! Feeling great. I'm loving it. Let's get it. Let's chop it up. Let's go.
Well, that sounds like a man that's doing very well tonight. So, he was all excited, like, woo!
now, yo, I've been hearing for the longest that people are tired of just seeing me. That's why I was able to hoodwink the Iceman into coming on and doing NFL with us, and everybody loved that. So I caught these two inside of the VIP doing their own little thing that they've been doing recently, actually. Frequently, actually. They go in and they chop it up and try to offer as much help as they can. And I kind of jumped in and was like, yo, can I please get in the stream with y'all? So now here we are live on YouTube, and we're going to be breaking down the 11-game slate. Anything first in terms of what we saw last night that y'all want to talk about? I'm not going to do like the full, snowflake and all that shit. I ain't doing all that because it was only a 4-game slate. But what happened last night? Like, how are you guys doing? Like, what's going on?
Man, let me go first, Sam. Well, I'll tell you this, man. You know, Ibaka pretty much ruined the lineup that I had so much, promise with. I mean, he got himself and James Johnson ejected. I'm still cashing, but this probably ended up being a min cash. But I thought I was looking at something special. But Ibaka has to go and ruin it. So, and then, Elf Payton. What's up with him, man? And I know Sam has got some choice words for him. So, Elf Payton, he's starting to come back a little bit. He's at 16 fantasy points right now, but certainly not what we thought would happen. So, like you said, it's a 4-game slate. It can be random sometimes, but when you got people getting ejected, not showing up like Elf is tonight, at his price, it can make for a difficult, night. So,
DeRozan kind of got on me, man. He's slowing down. Like he wasn't killing it. He's not killing it tonight, man.
No, I think he's only at 37 fantasy points, which is way off the mark for his price. So, but with that back-to-back though, man, I don't know. It might be something with that, man. A lot of these guys, unless they're really young, I guess, the back-to-back might affect them a little bit,
Most definitely. Yeah. Now, Samuel, I know before the show started, you talked about how you were in a good spot this evening. You don't want to jinx it. Is that why you're hush hush on that?
No. I'm busy looking at it. Somehow I am tied with 3 people. I don't know how well it's gonna hold up, but currently we're 7th.
Okay, homie got a sweat.
Yeah, but it's looking okay. It's looking okay.
Okay.
I'm running out of quarters remaining though, so we'll see. But I am sweating some pores, so forgive my silence.
There it is. Homie got a sweat. So let's go ahead and jump into this 11-game slate. We're gonna go game by game. I feel like it's more valuable for me personally to go game by game rather than position by position because I want to get a good idea of what you guys think about the actual game flow in terms of each matchup. Like we're going to talk right now about Dallas and Charlotte. And I kind of want to hear, from a game flow perspective with each game, how do you see it all coming out? Because at the end of tomorrow morning or whatever, I want you to be able to look over your lineups and be like, and look at ESPN and pretty much match your lineups to what you see on SportsCenter, man. I was right. This guy went off. This guy went off. This guy was bad. Like that's how I look at it. So let's go ahead and jump into a game by game. First game we've got is going to be the Dallas Mavericks going to Charlotte to the Beehive. We've got Kemba at home. We've got the Mavericks third game in 4 nights coming on the second leg of a back-to-back. What do we see here for the Charlotte Hornets at the crib? What's your take on what they can do offensively in a 208-point total where they are slated to be, I think, what is it? 6.5-point favorite. Give me your take on that, Sam.
All I have to say is, if we take a look at Dallas, Dennis Smith Jr. has been giving it up. I mean, everybody's scoring on this cat. And you tell me on a back-to-back, he is going to see Kemba. Kemba's at the crib. Sign me up. 8,400 on FanDuel. Look, I'm not even worried about his price. I have Kemba Walker locked in. That's basically all I'm looking at in this game. Kemba
Wait, you have him locked in?
Hey, man, look. LOCK. Should I hit the padlock for you? I'm going to hit the padlock.
Lock? Okay.
That's it. That's all I'm looking at.
So I would take it that you beg to differ then. The Iceman is different.
Well, I mean, I want to take a look, before I declare anybody a lock. But no, he's right. I mean, this is a great situation for Kemba. Hopefully Dennis Smith can stay out there for a little bit to let up some of those points. But yeah, I mean, I definitely see. I mean, on FanDuel, I think Kemba is 8,300. Is he? Something like that. So that, I mean, I see him getting 45. I mean, 45 points, 40 to 45 comfortably. So. Oh
wow! So I go from talking about a lock to you giving them projections. Look, the elf, the elf took it easy on him tonight, and Kemba's going to pick it up off tomorrow, and I'm telling you, he's going to shine, Dennis Smith Jr.
Now, in terms of pace, we look at the Hornets. A top 10 team in pace. That means they give and receive a lot of possessions. They either score quickly or turn it over quickly. No matter what they do with the ball, they're going to do it quick and see a lot of possessions. Dallas Mavericks being one of the worst teams in terms of pace. They're not quick at all with their decision making, not at all. But they don't turn the ball over a lot. So we could see, in my opinion, I think this is a solid Kemba spot, definitely. For not only because the Mavericks are on that second leg of a back-to-back and playing their third game in 4 nights, but it stands to me that I think this game could get away from them. And I don't want to call blowouts, but I just don't see Dallas having like the scoring power to contend with the Hornets in this spot, especially with Kemba Walker. Man, I love Kemba today too. I kind of do. But how do we feel about Dwight Howard at the crib, man? He's been very good in Charlotte.
And the sweatshop was kind of busting me on this because we started talking about it. I said I really like Dwight Howard this game, and I know he's 8,700. And don't get me wrong, you can look at some other plays, but I think this is a really good opportunity for him here to. 8,700. I mean, I guess you want to get at least 40 to 45, and I think he can do that really well.
Definitely. Now, to throw this out there on FanDuel. You're looking at him being 8,700 on DraftKings. He's 7,700, And
oh man,
yeah, and Kemba is 7.9 on DraftKings. We're used to getting him right around 8K or more at the crib in such a plus matchup. So, like Samuel says, man, you can sign me up for Kemba. Whenever I like a point guard that much, I've got to take a look at who could be the beneficiary of some assist. So Dwight Howard jumps off of the page to me. I think that, you know, and well, the main reason why I like MKG in a spot too, and I want you to kind of journey with me on this. We've got Harrison Barnes at 6'7" on the other side, price at 6'7" on the other side. And somebody's going to have to be on Harrison Barnes. Somebody's going to have to cover Harrison Barnes. I think this really does help MKG with having that defensive usage being on the floor for a ton. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I actually agree. That's yeah. Go ahead, Ron.
No, go ahead. No, I cut you off. Sorry.
Ron, I'm giving you the floor, sir.
Okay. No, I agree. I agree with you, Mo. You know, MKG, and I talked about him too. I thought he would be a good play because, like you said, he has to bring that defensive presence out there on Barnes, and we've seen it where, you know, you got these guys covering the top option on the other team. You know, sometimes they just tend to rack up defensive stats, and they try to go at these players too offensively. So this could be, especially at 4,300. I mean, he doesn't have to do much to cover that price.
Right. And I'm looking at him on I think on FanDuel. What's his price on FanDuel? Do you have that pulled up? I don't think it's much more than that. It has to be about the same.
It's 4,500 on FanDuel.
Okay,
40,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah, that is certainly playable. So yeah, that's certainly playable. Now that's gonna kind of curb my enthusiasm for Harrison Barnes because MKG is a very solid defender. He really is. So that's gonna curb my enthusiasm for Barnes. I think that Wesley Matthews at 5.1 could be in play. We have seen the Charlotte Hornets give it up to shooting guards. I don't think that Nick Batum is completely right. You know, he's been having that nagging elbow issue. So I think, you know, Wesley Matthews can be a solid play at 5.1. And you got to look at Charlotte's bench here with Jeremy Lamb and Frank Kaminsky, right?
Yeah, maybe. I trying to go back to MKG here. I'm noticing something, right? So when he played Houston and played OKC, you could see that he racked up the rebounds because obviously in games like that, there's a lot of shots. But my concern now is I'm looking for those defensive stats that mean a lot, and his steals kind of fell off after he played Toronto.
Right.
My man finally got a steal when he played the Lakers. So I don't know. That kind of concerns me about MKG. But you're right. He will have a lot of defensive usage. Now, as far as the bench is concerned, there's just something about Jeremy Lamb. Regardless of however slow the game is, doesn't matter the pace, this guy has been lighting it up. 26, 33, 32, 28. He is filling the stat sheet, so I'm definitely giving Jeremy Lamb a look for sure.
Awesome. And Frank Kaminsky, man, at 4.4 on DraftKings. The only way that I could really get into Frank Kaminsky is if I don't believe in Dwight Howard, and I believe in Dwight so much in this game that my enthusiasm for Frank Kaminsky is kind of curbed. So let's move on to the next game. Next game we got is going to be the Miami Heat going to Indiana to take on the Pacers. Can we play my big homie? Can we play Vic Oladipo here at 8.8? What's going on with the Miami Heat traveling to Indiana?
Have you seen what Miami is doing to the shooting guard? And it shocked me. I had to look at this twice, and I'm pulling it up right now. As far as what they've allowed in the last 5 games on FanDuel, I'm telling you,
oh man,
I don't wear glasses.
They've just eviscerated shooting guards, man. You know what that means, right, Sam? Yeah.
Well, maybe, but in the last 5 games, I mean, this is. I'm speechless again.
They've taken them to task.
I mean, but anyway, Victor Oladipo has proved that he's an all-star.
Right.
And this guy's out there balling. So I don't think the matchup is really going to matter because when Victor, and plus he's playing in Indiana. Yeah, this might be trouble with these tired legs in Miami, especially when they have to travel to Indiana to go meet Oladipo. But 9,600 though. I don't know. Do you think you think he's going to explode for another 40, 50 point game here?
And see, I always find myself playing Depot more so on on DraftKings where he's cheaper. Like I rarely play him on FanDuel just because anything over 9K just scares the shit out of me. Like I'm cheap as fuck. Like
Yeah.
It doesn't matter who you are. Like the only person that I am consistently playing up for is like LeBron or Boogie or even AD sometimes. So anytime like you got a guy that I know that's not or because usually with defensive stats, you usually like put big guys, the bigs in that because you think blocks. But steals are just as good as blocks.
Oh, yeah.
And this dude plays the passing lanes reminiscent of Allen Iverson. Like I've seen him bait cats in to throwing that little weak bounce pass, and he would just jump in front of it and go the other way, and he'll score with it. So if I'm gonna pay up on an 11-game slate for a guy that's not a big and hoping for defensive statistics, it's going to be Vic Oladipo.
Yeah.
So yes.
But yeah, like you said, I definitely see it on DraftKings, but on FanDuel, like you said, that's getting to the point, man. At 9,600, woo. Especially now you're talking about a team that limits shooting guard production. Right. But with the way Miami plays, though, it seems like it just wouldn't be conducive for an optimal Oladipo game to pay off that 9,600. But on DraftKings, definitely a different story. I'd be more attracted to that price over there.
I hope Tyler Johnson plays this game.
He's
been giving it up. Tyler Johnson's actually been giving it up. If Fournier can light him up, if Courtney Lee can light him up, hell, if Donovan Mitchell can light him up, look, Oladipo is a better talent than all three of these guys. I guess it's debatable, but yeah, you know what? I think yes, I can play Oladipo, even though he is 9,600. I know you're being cheap, Mo, but I'm looking at this guy's game log. And if we want to go by that stance of what have you done for me lately, hey, he has a resume. 34, 57. He has 350. If you look at his last 11, he has 4 50-plus point games,
right,
and almost a 70. So yes, I can pay 9,600 for him, no problem.
He dropped 71 against Denver. I know it was an overtime game, but damn, he played 45 minutes in that game. But good lord. He went off, bro. He did. He did. Now, so I love him on DK, 8.8, but I'm still cheap, and I don't love him as much on FanDuel. I may, if I'm rocking out, 5 FanDuel lines, he might be in one of them. But Thad Young on DraftKings is really tempting for me. He is only 4.8. This is a guy that we've seen at certain parts of the season be priced better than 6K. I'm talking, there was a certain point in the season where he was like a double machine, man. And of course, production has since kind of fallen off some. But I think, having the homie back on the court, or excuse me, with Miles Turner being a game time decision, that should definitely help Thad Young out, and especially at 4.8, that's got to be a usable play.
Yeah. I agree. I mean, Thad Young is always one of those players that can. He gets steals too. Don't forget that he gets steals too. He gets them in bunches. So he's always one of those players that could, easily put up 15 to 20 points with some steals and throwing some rebounds. He can definitely pay off that price.
And Sabonis gonna be high on. You know that.
Oh yeah. Especially after what he did last game, for sure. And then I think Miles Turner, well, he's a game time decision. So especially if that happens, definitely, looking at Sabonis is definitely going to be in play. And then we don't know who's playing for Miami, so they might be working with another skeleton crew. So, but then, man, this might be a blowout, though. To be honest with you, if Miami's missing a lot of guys like that on a back-to-back, it might be a blowout. So I guess we got to be careful about that as well.
That is true. I can definitely think that. Yeah, that's something to consider. It's not something. Don't create your lineups thinking, oh, Indiana Miami is going to blow out, but that is definitely something to consider. Like not having so much exposure to this game as a whole. So yeah, I definitely agree with that. If you got Darren Collison at 5.4, who I really do not like to play point guards against Miami. How did the point guard fare against them last night? No, Deleon Wright got it in.
Oh
right?
Man, yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. He really did.
Miles Turner's doubtful, by the way, so he's probably not going to play this game.
Yeah, probably not. Yeah, and wasn't that shot? I mean, Miles Turner, he started off the game. Everyone was like, "Oh man, 20 fantasy points in like 3 minutes," and then all of a sudden, not much for the rest of the game. So
that's a mini Anthony Davis, man.
Yep.
So the question is this: with say if Miles Turner being doubtful or not playing, let's say he's not playing, that's one less person for Lance Stevenson to jump over to get into the game. He becomes the de facto 6th man, like automatic, and getting all the minutes off of the bench. A guy that can play 2, 3, 4. So what do we think about him at 4.7? I think his price on FanDuel is fairly cheap too. He's going down some.
Yeah, he's 4.8 on FanDuel.
4.1?
4.8.
Well, that's still usable.
Yo, when he said 4.1,
4.1.
what?
I'm gonna lock him in.
You're ready to lock him in right now.
I want to make it been a core 3. I already had him locked in. Yeah. All right, so cool. All right, so we all be in agreement that we can rock with. I'm not playing Sabonis. He's gonna be stupid high owned. 6.4. I ain't playing Sabonis. He's good because he comes off of the bench. He's not a good bench player that should be starting, in my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, I can see that. I mean, a lot of these players. I mean, they play different. I mean, once they get starting and once they come out, I mean, they're just so used to coming off the bench. That's just a completely different thing for them, and they may not respond how you think they might. So.
Right. Oh, and now just saying from the YouTube chat. Lorenzo Robinson, the big homie, says he is not scared of Miami defense against Depot. Who is going to stop Depot as he goes to the basket? And I do agree with that most certainly, man. The other homie, Rebecca Wolfer, says he doesn't play good unless he's looking for a girl. Okay. Who's that, Kimball?
Who's that? wait.
Not exactly sure. Not exactly sure. I wasn't exactly. Yeah, I think it says Kimball. Yeah, Kimball. That's turned into such a narrative. And it was a joke. It was a joke, and it's turned into such a narrative. Like everybody's like, Kimball with the hose. Like this shit is real to people. This is real.
Okay, did you make that up?
Yeah. I was just bullshit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Cause
I see a lot of people saying that, man.
Cause be real. Have you ever played basketball and then like your girl shows up, and the difference between the way you play when she's not there or the way you play when the girl is watching you? Like I've done some of the sexiest moves with the girls watching me. Like I'm hot dogging. I
tell you what, it was always the opposite for me. I would play work. So.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, my wife still remembers back when we were in high school. Me playing basketball in front of them, and they were just laughing at me trying to do certain things. So.
All right, so now we're looking at Whiteside, man. On the other side, is this dude gonna have that game, bro? That this is Hassan Whiteside game, because I think I'm looking at this the same way we looked at Kawhi Leonard coming off of that injury, man. We were waiting for him to have that game, and me, like a lot of people, I jumped off the night that he went off and broke the slate at 12% ownership. So what is this a night that we can look for Hassan Whiteside, or do we continue to lay in wait?
I mean, what I've been looking at so far, as centers that go against Miles Turner, it's either the centers have an amazing game or they dud. So just keep that in mind when you're playing Whiteside. It's either he's going to go out there and completely destroy. Wait a minute, this is going to be Sabonis, right?
Yeah,
I think Sabonis is probably. Oh man, that's barbecue chicken, man.
Oh, he got Sabonis barbecue chicken. All right, so
let me say this though. I mean, let's not forget Whiteside's minutes have been limited, so I don't think he's going to be getting past this 28 minute mark. So that might be a bit of a challenge. So I don't think we can forget about that either. So I thought I heard Coach Spoelstra saying something about they were concerned about his conditioning a little bit. But I mean Whiteside, he put up 16 shots tonight. So I mean I guess he's trying to get it all in those 28 minutes. So but he's not going to be. It seems like they're just really capping him at 28 29 minutes for some reason. I don't know why.
And then you're not going to know when they're going to unleash him. Because I think they've just been slowly easing them in.
Right.
As coming back from that knee injury, Well,
I'm that being said, I'm gonna have some exposure, man. Brandon Flood, the homie in the VIP, says Sabonis put up numbers while filling in for Turner earlier in the season, and that is true. He did.
He sure did.
He did play very well. He did play very well. So, but I'm not playing him against Whiteside and against Miami in a slow pace. I'm not doing that. I'm looking at. I want to look at their pace numbers. I've got Miami. I think they're one of the slower teams in the league easily. Yeah, they're 20th in pace, and then I don't think the Pacers play stupid fast. 10th in the league.
Yeah, they're kind of mid in the middle of the pack. Yeah.
Well, I mean, even though you look at that, right? You got to consider, you know, I like looking at matchups and past matchups that Whiteside has gone against, and centers who can shoot have done well against Whiteside. So Miles Turner definitely tore him up back in November. I think he dropped 52 on him. Kevin Love has dropped 54. So Whiteside has given up some big games to some centers. Right. So even Tyler Zeller, I mean, came out of nowhere, dropped 20, 26, 27 on him. He doesn't normally do that. So hey, worth a look.
Got it. Okay, cool. So we got and Sabonis is 6.4 on DraftKings. The price over on FanDuel on Sabonis is 5.9. So that makes him sort of a value for me because he's power forward eligible, so it's not like if you play Sabonis on FanDuel, you've locked and thrown away your only center spot. You know what I'm saying?
Mo, I want you to do me a favor. I want you to do me a favor and click on Sabonis to see what he has done for you lately.
Let's take a look. 33, 29, 26, 28, 36, 26. All made value in all of these occasions, man. Over the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games, he's made or like just about made value in the last 6 games.
And you know what the key thing is on that? He didn't start one game.
Which is kind of what fed into my point about him against the second team. I mean, you look at he played Milwaukee. He dropped 33 against Milwaukee. So he played against a third string center because Henson is the second string dude that they let go. They let Greg Monroe go for. Okay, so against Chicago's second team, he had 29. Then again against Milwaukee's second team. Then against Minnesota's second team, who is Gorgie Jane. Then Chicago again. Then Dallas, he hasn't played against a real center. So the last real center he played against, team with a center that he played against was Detroit. And Drummond, he had 19.5 against Detroit. But he had 38 against Brooklyn.
Now check this out. I'm not sure. Is October preseason? I think is October preseason.
It is.
Yeah.
Well,
okay.
no. Oh, wait.
No. That's regular season.
Okay. So I think he's actually seen Whiteside before, and he played 30 minutes, and dropped 40 on him.
That's right.
So, hey, look, man, we're starting to spend a lot of time on Sabonis, so you know what that means.
That means play him on FanDuel.
I'm going to highlight it.
That means on FanDuel for 5.9, you can play him definitely.
Oh yeah.
I mean, because anytime a guy is priced, that much cheaper on FanDuel than he is on DraftKings, you got to take a look at him. So that's what that means. He's in play.
Right.
Sabonis on FanDuel is in play. The court has spoken. Right.
Yeah.
So the next game we've got. Well, wait a minute, because we talked about Hassan Whiteside. We talked about Olynyk at 5.9 is a play that I think I can get behind. Do I think that Goran Dragic has a number for Darren Collison? His play has improved over the last few games. Talking about Goran Dragic, man, it really has.
Oh yeah. He had a cold streak for a bit, and now he's turning it on. So,
he's gonna have tired legs, man.
Yeah, I mean, three games out of 4 nights for sure,
for
sure. I mean, but Darren Collison, quiet as kept, man. He's been a bit of a defensive point guard. So, I'm pretty sure. They didn't raise his price because it's too late. But you're gonna get Dragic pretty much at the same price you got him today. Is that too much? I mean, I don't see him. I mean, could he get 35 tomorrow?
He's feeling like a boomer bust to me, man.
That might be a stretch. Yeah.
I'm taking caution, right? Because he played New York. It was a back-to-back. He was an underdog, which is a similar situation here. and he only dropped 12. And then he played the Clippers on a back-to-back. He dropped 20. But then he played Orlando and dropped 48. So I really can't throw Dragic out there with any kind of certainty, especially when I like other folks that are around 6.5.
Right. And I'm going to say I like Whiteside, so I like Dragic too, because it's hard for me to like one without the other. It's hard for me to like one without the other. Yo, so this is perfect. See, this is why I have y'all here, because I don't have to know everything, because I've got you guys too, man, and we don't disagree. Y'all got your own minds. I love that. You know what I'm saying? It's not just me. You know what I'm saying? That's perfect. Yeah. That is beautiful. So Tyler Johnson, if he is out, that's gonna make way for Wayne Ellington again. James Johnson didn't play a lot of minutes last night because he did get ejected. So maybe the fresh legs for him at 5.5 could be a solid play. Maybe.
Yeah.
That's a no. It's a no.
Okay. Well, I mean, he's 5,500. I mean, the guy has multi-category capabilities. I would still take a look at him.
I mean, I'm looking at him. So, you know what? Go ahead and sell me on him.
Well, see, I think where you don't have Whiteside, and you still want exposure to this game, I think James Johnson does make. I mean, because if you don't like Whiteside at 6.8, there's a reason why you don't like him. You think he's not going to be out there for a long time. He's not going to get a lot of minutes. Well, if he doesn't get him, then they go to James Johnson, the only guy who should not be gassed from a back-to-back.
And you know what? And now that I think about it, since he's coming off the bench, I'm trying to think who is James Johnson going to be matched up with
TJ
Oh my God. All right, you know what? I'm looking at it now. Okay, I'm looking at it.
Oh yeah. Now you're looking at it.
I'm looking at it.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll consider that.
Cool.
I consider that.
Let's move on to the next game, man. We got the Utah Jazz going to Washington to take on the Wizards, and the Jazz are coming in as a road dog. The Wiz, they're giving up 7.5. It's a 205.5 point total. This is not your slow bang grind Utah Jazz as with the homie still injured. This team does move the ball. They get out in transition. They kind of run. They've got to run because they got Ricky Rubio. So we don't have to worry about fading just because it's going to be such a slow game, and it's not. So what do we think about the Wiz at the crib, defending home court, and John Wall most notably? What do y'all think about these guys?
I'm so sorry to backpedal. I just looked at what Indiana gives up to the power forward. James Johnson is in play. Now, as far as the Wizards are concerned, the only guy that's intriguing to me is Otto Porter. I think he's just gonna dance. Joe, he's gonna make Joe Ingles dance.
I knew he was gonna say that.
I mean, he is. Joe Ingles is. I mean, no, Otto Porter is gonna handle Ingles, and for that reason, I'm looking at the prices on the Wizards, and Otto Porter is where I feel comfortable. 6,700 and a good matchup. I can see him giving me 30, 35. So that's the only play that I'm comfortable with on the Wizards.
Yeah, Joe Ingles. I mean, you kind of discounting him, Sam. I mean, he's a decent defender, man. He's one of those tough Australians, man.
You said decent defender?
Yeah, he is. I mean, I'll look up his defensive rating right quick while we're talking, but I know it's a decent one. But I mean, yeah, you kind of discounting this Joe Ingles, man. He's a tough guy out there on the court. I think and the thing is, I mean, like you said, Mo, I mean, this Utah team, they're not gonna have these low 80, 90 point games. I mean, they can get into the hundreds, and you can definitely take a look at some of those players. I mean, John Wall, definitely. We always look at John Wall, especially.
No, don't leave Joe Ingles, man. You was talking up Joe Ingles. I want to hear this, my brother. do you realize that Joe Ingles is giving up an average of 31 fantasy points a game? Did you know that? Ooh. And he's a decent defender, bruh. That's the reason why I love Otto Porter. He's right there, 6,700. Can you feel the 30? Can you feel the 35? Can you feel it?
Wait a minute. So
Joe Ingles a decent defender. What?
I mean, look, his his defensive rating is a bit average. So
a bit average. Okay.
So
yeah.
I mean, look, I mean, I'm just not. I mean, I've seen the game. I mean, when I look at the eye test, yeah, the stats say he's a average defender, or whatever. But the eye test kind of tells me. I mean, Otto Porter, he's more of a jump shooter anyway. I mean, he wants to just shoot threes, and I mean, he'll drive to the basket sometimes, but I mean, that's what you got John Wall doing. I think Bradley Beal is the one that could have a big game here. And Bradley Beal's been very hot recently as well.
Yo, and Donovan Mitchell, he studied at the James Harden School of Defense. Like,
for sure.
That's funny.
Yo, long as he's scoring, he don't give a fuck what you do. Donovan Mitchell.
But you got to think though, right? You got Bradley Beal at 8K,
right?
But then you're thinking about Oladipo. I'm in love with that spot.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I just I got folks like Jeremy Lamb, Nicholas Batum that I can look at. I don't have to pay 8K for Bradley Beal.
Right. Well, and
he might be a little highly priced. I mean, I agree with that, but but I mean, the guy's been. I mean, he's been putting up numbers recently over the last 5. So
yeah, your Beal has like a 70-point game, bro. Like last 4 games, 32, 52, 47, 70. So and take a look at what he's done against the Jazz. Not very great. He's seen him one time this year. He only had 13.25. And then twice last year, 31 and 33. So the numbers are not on his side with what they've seen this year. I would more likely I would side with Sam here because if I'm paying 7.9 at the shooting guard spot, I'm gonna find the few hundred I need to get Depot on DraftKings. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
On DraftKings, I'm gonna find that few hundred, or I'm gonna save a little bit and pay down some. But because John Wall, Otto Porter. And whenever I like John Wall, I got to look at Marcin Gortat. He is only 4.9. I think he's in play. He's going to be matched up with Derek Favors, who is decent but still gives it up. So, Derek Favors with Martin Gortat? What do you think about Favors at 6'3"?
Favors? Oh, man. You know what? I used to love plugging in Favors without even thinking. I think he has something going on with his ankle. He was a partial participant in Tuesday's practice, but they're considering him probable.
Okay.
I don't know if I like that matchup going against. I don't know if I like it. Him going against Gortat. I don't know.
Well, yeah. I mean, Gortat. He's been. I mean, at home, he's been a defensive force a bit. I agree. I mean, he even held. Vucevic when he was hot, to below his average. So and Cousins, he's held below his average. So it looks like he's been kind of holding centers under their average fantasy points. So yeah, to me, I wouldn't take a look at him just simply based off the fact that it seems like you're not going to get that optimal game. So yeah, I probably would skip on Favors even if he plays.
Now, in the last 3 games, since John Wall has been playing 30 minutes or more, like his usual minutes, for Gortat, 16, 36, 33 in the last 3 games. So that's something to take a look at, to make note of as well.
Yeah. Check, please. I kind of like that.
Then we've got Markieff Morris at 5'3". Well, I don't love him, man. Markieff Morris, man, so erratic.
Yeah, I can never roster him with any kind of confidence.
And the dude gets minutes, man. And he stayed cheap. Like last 3 games, 33, 38, 29. He stayed cheap, and he gets minutes sometimes, but it's just so hard to click that button on him, man.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, I mean, it's going to depend on what kind of Cephalosha is going to step on the court.
Right.
That's what I'm looking at, because Cephalosha, this guy, I just looked at his game log, and I had to look at it twice. He fills the stat sheet. Right. The man gets steals, blocks, assists. I mean, look at it. I don't think he only had in the last 5 games a few times where he scored a 0, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 categories.
Yes.
I mean,
now to play devil's advocate, you talked a little bit about how you feel about Otto Porter, but wouldn't Porter be matched up with Cephalosha? Cephalosha is the guy they bring in whenever you have that troublesome wing that can score and facilitate. What do you think? Do you think is that what they're gonna do? Are they gonna put Cephalosha on Porter? Is he gonna be you know what I'm saying?
Let me take a look at that because let me doing a little clicking over here.
Well, they actually have been playing Cephalosha at the 4 when against these small lineups, but Marquise Morris is about 6'10", man. So and Cephalosha is about 6'6", 6'7". So I can't imagine that they would do that this game. I mean, but the fact is, I think they've been playing Derek Favors obviously at center. Right. So who else is at power forward for them to bring in and if he doesn't play, and that would be Jerebko, right?
Jerebko.
So I would imagine Jerebko will be starting this game going against Marquise Morris.
Look at Coach Ron. Well, I mean, you know what?
Hey, I'm just talking about it. That's what makes sense from a matchup standpoint.
The last time. Yeah, but that was a good breakdown.
That was excellent observation.
I give it to you. But no, that's not what's going to happen. It sounded really good, though. It sounded really good.
So what's going to happen?
You know what? The truth is, I have no idea now. And you're right. That brings it up because Ingles he's 6'8". So I mean, he's probably you're right. He's probably going to guard Markieff, who is 6'10", and Cephalosha, who is the shorter. I mean, he's 6'7". So I don't know. This is interesting. I don't know. Ron, you made it sound good. The truth is, I don't know.
Okay. I believe tomorrow Jerebko is going to be starting because they've been kind of doing that. They've been putting Cephalosha in based on matchups and I mean they don't really need to have Cephalosha come out here and try to guard Marquise Morris. So.
Right. Well, okay. if I can get Cephalosha, matched up, because if Otto Porter is going to play 30+ minutes, if I hear by some stretch that Cephalosha is going to be on the court to play that wing defense all game long, I'm going to have some Cephalosha in my lineup, bro. Because the dude he falls into stats. Like, he literally falls into stats. And if he's getting 30 minutes, man, I'm definitely going to have a piece.
Yeah. I can see it. I mean, at that price, why not?
Oh, yeah. So, Donovan Mitchell, what do you think about him? Do you think this is a spot for Donovan Mitchell at 7.3 on DraftKings? And I believe he is on FanDuel at, what's his price on FanDuel?
Was it 7,800?
7.2.
Oh, 7. Oh, he went down a little bit.
Yeah,
okay.
He's 7.2. So.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's definitely a play for me.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Awesome. All right, next game we got is going to be the Detroit Pistons going to Brooklyn to take on the Nets. And usually I find out where the Nets are, and I play Dinwiddie whenever the Nets are home, and I stack whoever is playing the Nets. So I will play whoever is playing the Nets, whoever's going to Brooklyn, and I'm going to stack them with Dinwiddie. And usually it works out well. It worked out the other night when Toronto came to town. Dinwiddie is now priced at 6.7 against Ish Smith, who is no match for him. I think Dinwiddie is too big, too strong, and actually has an all-around solid game. You got Drummond at 8.7. He's under 9K. This is a premier Drummond spot. Avery Bradley is 5.4. I am actually liking the Detroit Pistons here. Does anybody agree with me?
Drummond, and that's it for me.
So no.
Yeah.
This is one of the ones we were talking about, and we were saying, yeah, Drummond. I mean, Avery Bradley. Yeah, he had a good game last game, and we know this is the Nets. The Nets. See, this Bradley's price is still a little bit low, right? So. I don't
mean to cut you off, but see, when you took that deep breath, that means that you're trying to find something that's not there. So I'm going to help you out. Look, it's Drummond. Centers have absolutely killed Tyler Zeller.
Right. Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Valanciunas, Baines, Biyombo, Cousins. Because, this guy has gotten tore up. Do you know the average rebounds that this guy's giving up?
No,
he's giving up an average of 10 rebounds a game.
Damn.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Yeah, that's pretty significant. And then now you're talking about a guy who already rebounds at a high rate anyway. You know?
Bro, don't be shocked if you see Drummond put up a 20-20 game tomorrow.
I ain't gonna be shocked because he's gonna be in my lineup.
Bismack dropped 17 rebounds on him, so hey, this gonna be no problem for Drummond. Drummond, don't let me down. Don't let me down, Drummond. I'm talking you up. Don't let me down.
So
and from the Brooklyn side, I'm really only looking at.
Did you say Brooklyn? Did you say Brooklyn?
I said Brooklyn. You making fun of me, man?
Bricks, like brick.
Oh, brick? No, I'm not gonna disrespect F's like that. Oh man, but I really do like Ronnie Hollis Jefferson. This is not the kind of matchup that Tobias Harris can handle. I think he's going to cleanly take Tobias Harris to the cup. He's going to do whatever he wants with him. If RHJ wants to score tomorrow, he's going to score. Tobias Harris is not going to do anything to RHJ. So I'm at 7,300. I'm okay with that. I mean, he's going to eat him alive tomorrow.
I agree, definitely. Ronnie Hollis Jefferson at 6'6" on DraftKings, definitely a play that I'm interested in. I think Coarse LeVert can bounce back here if everything is, because you remember Alan Crabb injured that ankle. He rolled that ankle.
She did.
So we're gonna see if Sauce is out. If there's no Nick Stauskas, we already know there's no D'Angelo Russell. If Alan Crabb is out, Damari Carroll, if he's out, that's gonna be. I mean, you're looking at Joe Harris at 4'4". You're looking at who I don't really love. Dinwiddie, Coarse LeVert, and Ronnie Hollis Jefferson would be the guys that I like the most from the Brooklyn Nets side.
I used to like Dinwiddie until LeVert came back. But you know what? LeVert was back and he dropped that 50 burger against Toronto. But that was OT.
That was OT,
man. But have you all been seeing what Ish Smith has been giving up on defense, man? He's been letting people get 30% better games, for the past 5. So Dinwiddie had a nice game last game, and I think he'll be looking to continue that role.
And you know something I noticed too? I noticed that Andre Drummond has been playing differently this year, and they've been having him at the elbow, kind of in more of a facilitator role. Like a lot of pick and roll, he's been starting it and having the ball at the top of the key. I've seen him do that, and because Reggie Jackson was playing off of the ball a lot of times. And Ish Smith isn't that type of point guard. Ish Smith has to have the ball in his hands. And I wonder if Ish Smith, starting and playing those 25 minutes is going to affect Andre Drummond's production with the other things surrounding the scoring and the rebounding. Because Ish Smith shoots a lot. Like, he don't mind chucking. He doesn't.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And Drummond's not going to mind. He's going to miss a shot. Drummond's going to get the rebound and put it back.
So
now, the homie Brandon Flood said Vert was on a minutes restriction. So keep an eye out on that, because he only played 27 minutes in that overtime game.
Right. And whenever they're at full strength, the Brooklyn Nets, in my opinion, this is real for me. Either him or Dinwiddie go off. They both never play well. When the team is at full strength and you have LeVert coming off of the bench, like either one of them play well, one of them don't. And I'm really interested to see what happens when both of them are, affixed into the starting lineup, if they can play well off of each other. So
Detroit is actually undersized here. I just looked at the height difference. Dinwiddie has 8 inches on this guy, Ish Smith.
Yes.
Oh yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Ish Smith is about $175 soaking wet, and you got him going against Dinwiddie 6'6", 200 pounds. Oh yeah, wow.
Like I said, Dinwiddie I think is in for at least a 35-point game.
Yeah, that's my first comment, bro. Dinwiddie is big. He's gonna wreck him, bro. That's the same thing he did to fucking Lowry. That's what he did to him. He just bodied him.
It's true.
He bodied him. So, all right, cool. So we know what we're doing here. Next game we got is going to be the Chicago Bulls and my New York Knicks.
My Chicago Bulls, too.
Yeah. That's right.
I'm claiming them.
Hey, that's right.
They're on the road to getting better.
That's right.
They're going to trade Mirotic in another week or so.
We'll trade them now.
They're gonna get the boy Zach LaVine back. So hey, we coming up, man.
Yeah, trade him to my New York Knicks. I'll give you something for him. You can have Kyle Quinn. So, all right. So what's going on here, man? We got Kristaps at 8.3. The Knicks are at the crib. I want to check the home road splits for Kristaps and see, what's been going on with him. He's tired. Oh, he's so tired and all of that crap. 27, 47, 66, 52 in his last 5 home games. The tired thing, I don't understand exactly what he means. Or what can be done with that. You've got Cantor at 6.2. Courtney Lee, a very solid defensive presence here. What are we looking at for the Chicago Bulls going into New York? I kind of like some Bulls here. What do you think?
Yeah, Sam and I started talking about this game, and he was asking me what exactly did I like.
Yeah, I want to hear this.
And I was telling him I like Chris Dunn. I mean, even at that 7,500 price, I think there's some tournament upside there. I like. I mean, Denzel Valentine. He's kind of hit or miss, but it looks like he might be starting to do a little something. And of course, we all know. On the other side, you got to look at Courtney Lee here. I mean, the Bulls just been letting shooting guards just eat them up. I mean, just eat them up, man. So. And also you got to look at Jared Jack too, who normally doesn't do much offensively, but I mean he was in a great position last week. I mean last game, and he did well. He kind of surprised me. Him and Frank Nitti. So and if you look at Markkanen, he's just been a solid player. He's more of a cash play. I don't see him as really being a tournament play, but I would look at him too.
I like Markkanen.
Yeah, I like him, but it seems like he's just not getting over that upside hump. It's like he's always in that 25 to 30 point fantasy point range, which is, I mean, obviously is good at that 6,000 price, but he's not getting that 7x that you want from a 6K player.
In 2 games against New York in Chicago this year, Markkanen priced at 5.7, he dropped 20. And at 5.5, he dropped 29. So, I still like him, though. I like him.
Okay.
I like Chris Dunn, too. Justin Holiday. Is that a thing, the whole narrative? Like, Robin Lopez got traded away from the Knicks. Justin Holiday got traded away from the Knicks. Did they go back and do any work? Did they go back and play well? Like, let's look. Yeah, Holiday had 28 in his last game against the Knicks at 5.3. That's not horrible. But it's not, it's not like a world beating or anything. And I think Robin Lopez had 27 in his last game against the Knicks. And revenge narrative for him is like against every team in the league because he played for like 13 different teams. So I don't know.
Yeah, no.
I don't know.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're looking at the Bulls, though, I mean, the only guys I really see with that tournament upside, man, is Chris Dunn and Valentine, really.
I was about to say Denzel.
Yeah, Denzel. I mean, he can. Don't get me wrong. He can hurt you. He can hurt you real bad. But that upside is there for him. It's real. And I think Mirotic will continue to be out this game. So I don't know. Bobby Portis might come in and get you 5x at 4,700. So
keep it real. Bobby Portis and freaking Michael Beasley are like the same cat. Like, they're the same dude.
It seems like it. You're right. Yeah. And wait a minute. Is Beasley going to be out this game, too?
Yeah, well, he's a game-time decision right now. Him and Tim Hardaway is out. He's a game-time decision. So, I mean, if he doesn't play, you're looking at Kyle O'Quinn at 4.1, who I loved last game out because, Beasley wasn't going to play, and he went out and dropped 38 DraftKings points. And, of course, you've got Cantor at 6.2 and then Kristaps at 8.3, which I don't love those guys, but I think they're playable. Courtney Lee is a play for me at 5.1. I kind of like that one.
Man, I'm telling you, man, the shooting guards against the Bulls, let me tell you something. The last 5 games, I'm going to tell you right quick. Let's pull this up. Okay, so basically, I'm looking at how they fared against shooting guards. The whole list of people are green. I mean, the lowest percentage increase. I mean, the lowest percentage is like a 7% increase in fantasy points from their average. So everybody's just doing well against the Bulls. So I mean, I can't see how Courtney Lee doesn't, even though he was the one that was 7%, but I can't see how he can't get his 28 to 30 in this game.
Right. And then you look at Frank Nitti off of the bench at 4K. That's somebody I'm be looking at as well. So Jarrett Jack at 4.3 is starting. That's somebody you might want to take a chance on. But Courtney Lee, yeah, you're right. Courtney Lee 5.1 shooting guards against the Bulls. That's done. We can close that book, and I do like Chris Dunn along with you. Next game we got is the Portland Trailblazers going to Houston. Man, this should be a good one, bro. It should be a good one. Because we got Houston Rockets at the crib. I don't know. Well, Damian Lillard is out. Is he out for this game? Like, is that already solidified? Do we know if he's out?
I think they say he's a game time decision. He's going to try to play. So, who knows what that means?
Yeah, because it was a back to back. So I guess it was easier to just hold him out for the game last night, and then take a look at maybe playing him today against the Houston Rockets. So CJ McCollum jumping off to me at 7.8. I like him. I think Shabazz Napier is now 6.2. Is that too much for Shabazz?
It's not. It's not. I think he's priced right. This guy goes out there and he delivers. One of the very few cats who, again, fills the stat sheet. He goes, like when he's out there, if he's not scoring, you know he's going to get rebounds. If he's not getting rebounds, he's going to dish the rock. If he's not dishing the rock, he's going to get an occasional block. If he doesn't get a block, he's going to be out there getting steals. And then turning the ball over and giving away points. But Shabazz, look, I think I can still play him. See, on FanDuel, he's 4.2.
No.
Yes.
No, he's 4.2?
No, he's not.
4.2 on FanDuel.
He went down. He was 4.8 today. Wow.
Lock him in. Lock him in.
How could you go down? Unless they feel that Lillard is going to play, but that's not a guarantee.
Bro, we're going to have a core 5. Okay, against the...
Free square.
Against like one of the Houston Rockets play at the 8th ranked pace in the league. Then you got the Trailblazers themselves who play 17th pace in the league, and the pace of the game is usually dictated by the best player on the court. That's probably going to be Chris Paul. That makes... Okay, Chris Paul defense. Okay, cool, I get that. But Chris Paul defense ain't what it was in years past. It's not. It's not.
Who said that? Chris Paul's defense?
Yeah, it's not what it was in years past. No.
Because whoever said that, please go look at what Chris Paul has done. Tyler Ennis came out there and dropped 44 on him. Elfrid Payton, 34.
Right.
Steph Curry, 47. Ish Smith, 32. Chris Dunn, 46. The list goes on. Chris Paul has been giving it up. Get rid of the myth of Chris Paul defense. It is the ghost of the past.
And to be real, Chris Paul defense was, I'm gonna hand check you into DeAndre Jordan. He will block your shot. I will get the rebound and go like that's been Chris Paul defense. And he doesn't have somebody. Well, he does in Clint Capella, yeah, but he's not like the on-ball defender that a lot of people like to give him credit for. And since I brought his name up, Clint Capella is one of my favorite center plays on tomorrow's slate. Either I'm paying for Drummond or Clint Capella, and I think it's a 2-center night for me on FanDuel, on DraftKings.
Oh man, I don't know about Clint Capella, man. Nurkic, there's just something about certain matchups, and it's like, oh man, dang, I'm about to play Nurkic again. I think Nurkic has Clint Capella's.
To the tail of the tape. Let's go to the tail of the tape.
Well, you look at how Nurkic has fared against similar type of athletes such as Capella, and he kind of limits them somewhat. So it seems like the guys to get him are the ones that can shoot those outside jumpers. So like Paul
is too small for Nurkic, man. He's way too small. And Nurkic, for his size, he's actually pretty quick. He has 40 pounds on Capella. I don't know, man. He's gonna be banging bodies with a solid guy down in the paint.
I think Chris Paul makes up for that with setting the table for him. And I think his athleticism is what's going to set him apart from Nurkic. Now, the one thing that I do have, and you've heard me say this before, the one issue that I do have is with bigs that are really active in the low post that play against Capella, he tends to get in early foul trouble. That's the one thing. And you know, so if they go to Nurkic early, go to him often, you know, that could result in some early foul trouble for Capella. That is the one concern that I do have about him in this game.
That is true. That Capella, he kind of gets excited.
Right.
He can't keep his hands to himself. Next thing you know, he's sitting on the bench. What the hell happened? 3 fouls.
And the dude is so athletically gifted, and you know, one up fake, and he's like jumping out of the gym. Like you get him, it is so easy to get him off of his feet. And once you do that, you know, like it's a wrap. You know what I'm saying? So that's the one concern I do have with him. Chris Paul at 9.7 on DraftKings. What is Chris Paul's price on FanDuel? If he is above 10K, I'm not going to be able to do it. I'm not going to be able to do it.
He's 10-3.
That's tough for me. I can't get there. But yo, he had a good one last time out, even though he was priced up. But this in this matchup, man, I just don't love it.
I mean, the guy, I don't know, man. Chris Paul, I think he's almost gotten to the point in his career where, you know, I don't think he was ever the kind of guy to take over. You know, even when he played with the Clippers, you know, it just, he had another superstar, you know, by his side. And when he was tired, you know, all right, cool. He'll dish the ball over to Blake Griffin and let Blake work his magic. But now it's just him.
Right.
You know, and it's like Eric Gordon, he's going to chuck up his threes. He's going to throw them up. So if his threes aren't dropping, I mean, it's just, I don't know. This is a tough spot for Houston, man.
So now that being said, you brought up Eric Gordon, so I'm gonna talk about him a little bit. CJ McCollum, not a guy that I think is a defensive stopper, but the problem is Eric Gordon is 7.2 and CJ McCollum is 7.8, and McCollum will have his way with Houston, you know, from an offensive standpoint. So if I'm choosing between McCollum and Gordon, I'm gonna go McCollum every time. But Eric Gordon is still gonna be in play. As you talked about him being that secondary option for Chris Paul. So, hey, yo, is Gerald Green going to continue to go blind and shoot threes at a crazy clip?
The guy's on something else.
Yeah, he is. He's on a roll, you know.
And the one thing I love about Gerald Green is that, you know what, believe it or not, at one point he was 5,700.
Right.
That has depressed to 45 on FanDuel. Yeah, sign me up for that.
Okay, cool. So we do like Gerald Green, cool. So yeah, we got it set up, man. Next game we got is going to be the New Orleans Pelicans going to Memphis to take on the Grizzlies. It's a 1 point total. We're in the grindhouse. Yo, the Pelicans, the teams that play them have been scoring a ton of points in prime spots. What do we think about some of these Memphis Grizzlies at home? Most notably, Tyreke Evans and Marc Gasol, man. I kind of like Ricky at 8.3, and Marc Gasol is so cheap at 7.6.
Marc Gasol, him and Cousins have a history, and they have both had big games against each other. You know what? Putting DFS aside, it's probably going to be a fun matchup to watch. I wonder if this game it's probably not nationally televised. It's probably one of those things where you got to look at League Pass, which is disappointing. As far as the guard play is concerned, Tyreke Evans, man, 8,300. But he's been performing 42, 38, 42, 41, 48. He's going to be matched up against Drew Holiday, who, well, actually, wait a minute. Is it going to be Drew or Rondo? Okay,
it'll be Rondo. It'll be Rondo. It'll be Rondo.
Rondo.
Yeah, he's played. You know, since Tyreke plays the point. You know, right now. So even though
no,
yeah,
well, okay. Well, if Rondo's going to be guarding Evans,
that's some cooking.
Wow. They don't really have that. There's nobody on New Orleans who can really handle Tyreke Evans.
No. Nope. You bingo. You got it right.
and you have Anthony Davis, oh, Snow, to look at this. There's a good chance that he will not play. So Davis is probably already ruled out.
Yeah, he's probably
Man,
not playing.
yeah. So
Is that a check boogie and keep it moving?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm hesitant at 11-6.
Yeah.
I'm really hesitant.
Okay. I'm last couple of games against them, 58 and 78.
Oh, I see it. Yeah, you're right. Goodness gracious.
Now the 78 was last season, but it was against the same cat. It was against Marcus All. All right. So this could be a nice spot, man. And I think he's going to be popular. Anytime you get DeMarcus Cousins without Anthony Davis on the floor, that's going to create a spike in his ownership. I think it is. People are going to want to play him a lot. So I'm going to have some. I think you can play him. I think Anthony Davis not being on the floor, because usually I don't play bigs at all whenever DeMarcus Cousins and Davis are on the court, because you're going to get in foul trouble with one of them. So I don't play bigs against them usually. But when I got DeMarcus Cousins out there by himself, I think Marcus All is in play at 7.6. I like Ricky Reek, 8.3. I think Drew Holiday at 6.9 on the other side with DeMarcus Cousins in play. I'm starting to like this game, bro. I really am. 210-point total with only a 1-point differential. This game kind of tasty to me.
At the Grindhouse?
Yes. And that's what I was telling Sam earlier. I said, Memphis, I mean, everybody thinks that there's this great defensive team, but, I mean, over the last 5 games, they've given up 110 points per game over the last 5. So, certainly you can score on them. New Orleans scores a lot, too, as well as gives up points, because they're around the same as Memphis. So I think this will be some good DFS game here. Rondo is going to probably get 15 assists, so you got to look at that
in the first quarter.
Right, the first quarter, exactly. He's going to show up with 30 fantasy points in the first quarter. So I think this would be a good fantasy game. I definitely wouldn't probably go beyond Gasol and Evans over there for Memphis, but it wouldn't surprise me if they had somebody come out of nowhere over on there and score a bunch of fantasy points.
Somebody like James Ennis. James Ennis is a sleeper for me here. I kind of like him, man. He's a sleeper play for me. He gets a lot of minutes because they don't like Mario Chalmers anymore. Like, his days are numbered, and I kind of like James Ennis as a sleeper play.
I mean, Mario. I mean, he played 25 and 28 minutes his last time out. Yeah, they're slow. They're easing them back, especially with Andrew Harrison.
Yeah, because
his status is up in the air.
Yeah, Harrison was hurt those 2 games, so he kind of had to play. And then the two games before that, he only played 13 and 15 minutes when Harrison was there healthy. And they were, like, dying where Harrison sucked. And they still wasn't giving Mario the minutes. Like, they were forcing Harrison into the lineup, and he wasn't even playing well. That's how much I think they don't want to continue on with Mario Chalmers. But I could be wrong with that. I could be wrong. So Marcus All, Tyreek Evans look good. And, of course, what about that kid that jumps out of the gym for them, the power forward, Jarrell Martin? Have you all seen anything about him?
Jarrell Martin.
I think he had a decent game, like, recently, right?
Yeah, he had a 30-point joint.
Yeah.
33 against the Lakers.
Against the Lakers.
You guys you really like this game.
I do. I'm diving in the dumpster. I need to get the fuck up. Next. Because Jermichael Green is back, so that's not gonna happen anyway. So the next game we got is gonna be the Orlando Magic going to Milwaukee to take on the Bucks. 217.5 point total. Milwaukee Bucks fresh off a shellacking on national TV, getting their butts handed to them, and Giannis looking horrible in the last game they played. He is priced at 10.7 on DraftKings. We've got Eric Bledsoe at 7K, Chris Middleton 7.1, Brogdon at 5K. I love the Milwaukee Bucks here in a bounce-back game. What are we thinking about this one? Orlando traveling to Milwaukee.
Chris Middleton. That's it. I believe Milwaukee is going to beat the brakes off of Orlando. The brakes. I'm talking about a spanking.
Right.
A thrashing. Orlando's not going to keep up in this game. I'm sorry. Especially after what Elf did to me. He owes me money, by the way. He owes me a lot of money.
Yo, pay up, Elf. Pay up, Elf.
Yeah.
And what I don't even know when I'm gonna get it back because he's going. I'm gonna put him on the shelf. Man, I might throw him in the ocean. I don't know. I'm trying to figure. I don't know what I'm gonna do. But I'm not touching anybody from Orlando. I am sorry. They are dead to me. And I only like Chris Middleton in this spot. I'm hoping I can actually see because last game he kind of showed me something.
Right.
He flirted a little bit with 31 fantasy points. I see him dropping about 46 to 50 in this game.
Okay. I like that's a bold call right there. I like that.
Yeah, don't forget that, Sammy. I like the drum. I said it.
Now, real quick for the YouTube chat, the homie SoCal Smoke says Holiday gets all the usage whenever AD is not on the court. The homie Sean McClendon says Boogie will have 10 turnovers tomorrow. And Rebecca Wolfer says she won a lot of money the other day when Rondo had like those 47 assists in the first quarter. So now I want to say, it's gonna be a blowout, and really talk about how the Milwaukee Bucks are gonna jump all over the Orlando Magic's ass. But you know what, man? This is a team that struggles against centers, man, and it's been a thing to play centers against Milwaukee. Bismack Biyombo really let a lot of cats down the other night. Could this be a big rebounding game for him against Milwaukee?
You know what? All Bismack Biyombo does is grab rebounds. Do I see this as a bounce back game for him? I'm trying to. I'm really trying to envision it. I don't know why I can't see it. I don't know. It's not. There's not going to be any rebounds to grab. Milwaukee, they're just going to look. They're going to be shooting lights out here.
So no Elf, no nothing. I'm playing Elf. I'm
not. Look. Well, you know what? It's not even biases. It's just Milwaukee is going to blow them out.
Okay.
Hands down.
Okay. Let's move on. Next game we got going to be the Oklahoma City Thunder going to Minnesota to take on the Timberwolves. Timberwolves have been hot as crap, man. They blew out the Cleveland Cavs. What do we think is going on here with Oklahoma City on a back-to-back? We got Russell Westbrook 11.4, Paul George 7.6. Give me some quick hitters on who you like.
You know what? I can't touch nobody in OKC, and I'm gonna tell you why. Check out Minnesota's defensive stats.
Mm-hmm.
This team, I think they've actually passed Boston as far as defensive efficiency. They have shocked me of how well this starting five has played defense, and Oklahoma City is in trouble. I'm not sure how they're going to move the ball, how they're going to score. I think this is going to be all on Westbrook's shoulders because I can't see anybody on this team giving any offensive help to Westbrook. This is probably going to go back to last season when it was just Westbrook by himself. I think this 3.5 point spread is wrong. Minnesota's defense, it's like that, and I don't think OKC is going to be able to move the ball. They're not going to be in rhythm at all. It's going to be all Westbrook, and yeah, I can't touch nobody else.
The only guys I could consider for Oklahoma City is going to be Westbrook and going to be Steven Adams. Like, that's it. And
Steven Adams?
Yeah, because Karl-Anthony Towns, man, he does give it up. Like, he's easy to score against, and whenever you like Westbrook or whenever I play Westbrook, I've got to pair him with somebody. He's going to try for the double-double. I want 4 or 5 of those 10 or 11 assists to go to Steven Adams where they usually go. And that if I like Russell Westbrook like that, I'm gonna have some Steven Adams to go with him.
Okay, well, I mean, I guess I kind of see the correlation there, and I did look at the Steven Adams history, and he actually has done well against Minnesota. However, I mean, they have turned it on. I don't know what it is, but they have turned it around defensively, and they are limiting cats in almost every position.
Right.
So play with caution.
Can we continue to roll with Jimmy Buckets? He's been one of the safer plays so far this season. Like, he's just been making value with no matter what the price. Like, he's safe as hell. He's been killing it. So I kind of like him too at 8.7 on DraftKings.
No arguments for me.
All right. So we got Jimmy Butler, Wiggins at 6.2. I think he is playable, but I don't love it. And Taj Gibson against matched up with Carmelo Anthony. That is, in my opinion, that is barbecue chicken easy. I think he is in play. And, of course, Tyus Jones, man, the guy starting in a fast-paced matchup this way with how well they've been playing. Tyus Jones at 4.5 is a guy that I am going to consider. Next game, we got the Atlanta Hawks going to Denver to take on the Nuggets. Denver is giving up 9.5. They are the home favorite. It's a 215.5 point total. We've attacked both of these teams on the perimeter. We're talking about playing point guards against Atlanta, playing shooting guards and or point guards against Denver. How do you see this one playing out? Give me some quick hits on who you like here.
Schroeder has actually turned it around defensively, believe it or not. And if you check his game log, he's been trying to exert some steals. You see him blocking shots. He's getting really active defensively. Now, a little monkey wrench now, Dwayne Dedmon. I know his nickname is The Undertaker. He is back, and we know what kind of defensive presence he brings to the floor. And I know we like to attack Atlanta when it comes to rebounding, but now that Dwayne Dedmon is back in the lineup, I think that's going to throw, a monkey to attack,
right?
And that is rebounding. So I'm finding it tough in this game. I'm not sure who to actually look at.
Well, for me, I'm on Schroeder. I'm on Bazemore here at 5.8. You get that kid under 6K in a game. I think it's going to be high pace, high energy. I think he is usable. Ersan Ilyasova at 5.7. Like, all of these cats are cheap, bro. The whole Atlanta offense, the whole Atlanta team, nobody is priced over 7K. And you only got one guy that's priced over 6K, and that's Dennis Schroeder. So, and if Torian Prince isn't playing, and that means we're going to see more minutes from Marco Bellinelli at 3.8. That means he is going to be in play. John Collins at 4.8 is a guy that's in play. So this is I kind of like some of the Hawks here on the Denver side. Jokic 8.6, yes. Gary Harris 5.9. Jamal Murray 6.5. He is playable. You could definitely stack this shit. And you look at Will Barton coming off of the bench at 5.6. I kind of like that. Yo, have you been playing Trey Lyles?
Yo, Trey Lyles, the homie in the sweatshop put me on him, and I started playing him December 23rd, and I haven't stopped.
Right.
I played him every single time he is on the slate, and he hasn't disappointed me at all. Atlanta's not going to keep it close. There's a reason why, and I know we don't like calling blowouts because we normally get shocked by them. But I think there's a reason why Atlanta's price is so depressed. Right. Simply because nobody's going to roster them for good reason. I don't think anyone's going to really hit value here. And plus, they're going into Denver.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Into the altitude.
Look, if Denver starts running that high-paced game where Atlanta starts to turn the ball over, and they love to do that, Bazemore loves to turn it over. Schroeder loves to turn it over. Ilyasova loves to, but basically the whole team loves to turn it over. And if Denver gets into that groove, it's going to be a long night for Atlanta.
Right. Well, let's go ahead and jump into the last game on the slate, man. It's the Los Angeles Clippers going to Golden State to take on the Warriors. This is probably the hardest game to gauge because Golden State Warriors are the Golden State Warriors. They got Steph Curry, who has been shooting the lights out. Will we get 4 quarters of Steph? Will there be a need to play some of the Clippers guys? This is a game that I really don't know how to gauge, how to judge, man. What are some of your thoughts? I know we got DeAndre Jordan at 7.8, and the last time out against the Warriors, he had a decent game, 33 points. But I mean, is this going to stay close at all? Like, you got Kevin Durant, game time decision, Draymond Green, game time decision, Iguodala's game time decision. Like, this Golden State team could be at full strength, and if that's the case, I don't know what the fuck to do with it.
And I'm looking at this game now, and Steph Curry destroys the Clippers. I mean, he murders them. Look at the game log. 63, 54, 54, 51, 60, 43. He just eats the Clippers for lunch, and they're not going to have Blake Griffin. I believe he does not expect to play this game against the Warriors. like you said, it's tough. The Warriors are now back to full strength. I don't see how the Clippers keep this close. I really don't.
Right. And then the value guys are not even value anymore. Like Jawan Evans.
You know what I'm saying?
Jawan Evans is almost 5K. Like, why is this dude not 3K? Like, like nah. Like, I can't even get into the value cats, man. So this game, I'm gonna have to look throughout the day and see exactly who's gonna be playing, because maybe Kerr says, well, nah, Kevin Durant, just sit out. Draymond Green, just sit out. Iguodala, just sit out. Maybe he does that. But if this team is full strength, and we know that before lineups lock, I'm going to have very, very limited exposure on both sides of the basketball here, man. So we have covered all 11 NBA games, man. I ended up getting the Iceman on the set, as well as Samuel. I like to drum the big homie. Thank y'all so much, man. Any parting shots, any parting words of wisdom you want to leave the YouTube fan with before we roll out?
Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in. It's always fun to chop it up with the cats. I'm telling you, if you are not in the VIP room in Facebook, you are missing out. I'm telling you, we chop it up every day. Cats are getting to the money. I'm talking about stacks every night. You know where to go. I'm pretty sure he's going to drop the link at the bottom. Make sure you click it and sign up. You don't want to miss out. We're making some money in the sweatshop.
Word, man. Hey, thank you too, man. Much love to you, bro. Yo, if you want to be a part of what the homie was talking about, very simple. You go to the website, www.dfssweatshop.com. Upon your paid subscription, I will welcome you into the very best Facebook VIP group online. It's 2 ways to get in. $14.99. That's a monthly recurring fee. It's 50 cents a day, 2 punk-ass quarters, half a cup of coffee, get you in. Or the second option, and the most cost-effective, is for $119.99. You get a year, a full calendar, 365 of everything that we offer inside the sweatshop. So get there, get in there with us, and we got baseball coming up, bro. Sam, you rocking with us on baseball, right? I know you're rocking.
Absolutely, man. I can't wait. I'm salivating over here.
We ready. We ready. So, much love to all of you who enjoyed today's stream. Be sure to like and comment. Drop your comments. I'll be chopping up with you all day long. Get all the information you need. Come back. Bring it to the shop. Let's chop it up. But the number one thing I want you to do is always, always keep it 300. Peace.